for the rest of your life. As you grow older, you'll face new situations and bigger decisions. The choices you make will shape your life. So be mindful. Think before you act. And remember that doing what's right isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. You've shown maturity, responsibility, and heart throughout this program. I'm proud of each and every one of you. Please keep being the smart, kind, and thoughtful students we all know you are. So congratulations to our dear graduates. I would now like to introduce our dear director, Officer Ryan Thoreau.
Thank you, Mr. McAllister. Students, you know me, but to parents who might not, I am Officer Ryan Thoreau from the Rockland Police Department, and I would like to welcome you all to this year's 5th grade DARE graduation ceremony. I'd like to recognize and thank Mr. McAllister, Mr. Griffin, Mrs. Thomas, your 5th grade teachers, Mrs. Mitchell, Mrs. Trumbull, or Mr. Cron, Mrs. Welch, Mrs. Hasty, Mrs. Caleri, Mrs. Stracco, Mrs. Thornley, and Mrs. Ferrante. Your Rockland Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Alan Cron, Assistant Superintendent Jane Hackett, who's unable to be with us today. Also on stage, we have the Plymouth County District Attorney, Tim Cruz, and from his office as well is Greg Eaton. We have from the Plymouth County Sheriff's Department, Ed O'Connell. Sheriff Joe McDonald had to step out. State Representative David DeCoste has joined us today. We have 2 town selectmen, Stephen O'Donnell and Lori Childs. I would also like to thank the administration of the Rockland Police Department, Chief Nick Zioli and Deputy Chief Brian Coakley. So, a little bit about DARE. We've all talked about it. We know what it is. But DARE is an acronym for Drug Abuse Resistance Education. This is for your parents that might not remember it. It was first developed in 1983 in Los Angeles, California by Police Chief Daryl Gates. It was started as an attempt to create and foster positive interactions between police and minors while educating children on the dangers of drugs and alcohol. Since then, DARE has been implemented in over 80% of school districts, reaching more than 36 million students and their families worldwide. The Rockland Police Department began its DARE program in 1993 and ran consecutively each year until 2020 when COVID-19 forced us to take a step back. Some names you might remember are Deputy Chief Brian Coakley. He was a DARE officer before me, as well as Chief Nick Zioli before him. I am honored to be able to keep this program going here in the community of Rockland for our families. So DARE is a collaboration. It's a collaborative program being conducted by law enforcement and school districts. The program is developed, updated, and added to by educators, but is taught by trained police officers. Its primary purpose is to prevent drug abuse and help students make safe and responsible choices. We do this by equipping students with tools that will enable them to avoid negative influences and instead allow them to focus on strengths and their own personal potential. DARE, as you know, is not just a drug education program. Traditional drug abuse education programs dwell on the harmful effects of drugs. The emphasis on the DARE program is to help students recognize and resist the many peer pressures that influence them to experiment with drugs. In addition, the program also focuses on social emotional skills, covering things like communication, decision-making, responsibility, and effective ways to deal with peer pressure. According to the National Medical Association, the DARE curriculum has always been effective in preventing smoking. In fact, students that complete the DARE program are 5 times less likely to start smoking as compared to those that did not. It is my hope that by introducing the curriculum surrounding vaping, students will be less likely to experiment with that as well. Because we all know the dangers of vaping, right? There's my communication. All right, we have a couple guest speakers for you guys today. And first we're going to be starting with the Plymouth County District Attorney, Tim Cruz. Mr. Cruz has been the District Attorney since 2001. As the DA, Mr. Cruz has the responsibility of prosecuting individuals who have committed crimes within our communities. This role not only helps law enforcement do our jobs, but it helps to keep the public safe. DA Cruz and his office have always been strong supporters of the DARE program and are committed to the protection of our children and our communities. DA Cruz and his office have expanded their traditional role of the DA's office to include extensive outreach prevention programs in collaboration with our local schools and law enforcement. Kinley was brought to you by DA Cruz's office. This has proven to be an effective method in our ongoing fight against crime. One of those outreach programs is a week-long DARE camp each summer that is developed to help build strong leaders out of our youth. It is my pleasure at this time to introduce the Plymouth County District Attorney, Mr. Tim Cruz.
Thanks so much. It's great to be back here in Rockland. I've been coming here for years to the DARE graduation, and the first thing that I want to say is congratulations to all the young graduates here at the Rockland Middle School. It's such a great program that you're involved in, and I want to thank the town of Rockland for allowing it to be into the schools. And it was already said that Chief Zioli was a DARE officer, Deputy Chief Coakley was, and you see that progression of individuals who start from this role, and who knows where people will end up down the road as we continue on that fashion. It is a positive thing for our community. And that's what you should learn from DARE, and I think that's what you have learned. How to take care of each other, how to be responsible for your actions. Because what we all learn is that our actions have consequences. And we need to make sure that we take care of our friends and we stay away from drugs and alcohol and cigarette smoking. Those are all terrible things for you. They don't help you, and they don't help you get better, because you know, as you sit here today, and I believe this, you can be anything you want to be. You really can. Those things will slow you down. Drugs, alcohol, violence, smoking, it's all bad things. Out here right now could be our next police chief, our next sheriff. And Sheriff McDonald was here earlier today, and he sends his best to you also. Your next district attorney. You could definitely do that. It's reachable if you work together and you take care of each other. You're all going to know each other for a long time. You're all going to probably graduate from high school together. Remember that. If you see a friend of yours that's struggling, reach out, help, because it can happen to anybody. I remember many years ago when I was in high school, and I had a really good friend. I'll call him Tom. And Tom and I did everything together. We'd hang out after school. We played high school football together. We played high school baseball together. We'd go to all sorts of different events. Eventually, as we get older, and this happens sometimes, you make new friends, and you go and deal with those friends. And unfortunately, as you go on in your life, sometimes you're going to go on different roads and leave some people that you've met, you won't be seeing them quite as often. I went on one road, and I know that Tom had gone down a different road. I knew he was hanging out with kids who were smoking, who were using drugs, and we lost touch with each other. I graduated from high school, I went to college, I went to law school, I became an assistant DA here in Plymouth County a long, long time ago. And one day, when I had to go down to lockup at the Brockton District Court, I went in there, and lockup is where individuals who are arrested or being held on bail, are brought to the courthouse. And usually there's like 35, 40 men that are in there because they keep the men and women separated. And I remember walking up to the gate, and I had to talk to an individual who was a witness in a case. And I was talking to that person, and all of a sudden I hear, Tim. And I look, and it's my friend Tom. My friend Tom, who had gone down the wrong road, who had used drugs, and now was in jail. And I often think of the diversion of the roads, the way that we went different ways. Back when I was in high school, we didn't have DARE. We didn't learn the good lessons that you guys all learned. So remember this. You can be whatever you want. You're in a great town. You have great people. You have great teachers here. You have great school system. You can do whatever you want to do. And the most important thing in your life is being nice to people and helping people when they're in difficult situations. I know you can do it. We have certificate of appreciation from the DA's office. I thank you, and I congratulate you all for what you've done. Thank you.
All right, let's see. The next two aren't speaking today, but I wanted to just enlighten you about what they do. So, the Plymouth County Sheriff's Office. Some of the primary responsibilities of the sheriff and his office are to operate Plymouth County Correctional Facility, assist in public safety throughout the county, and oversee delivery of legal documents necessary to support the court system. The investigation of the Sheriff's Department assists local police, investigation unit of the Sheriff's Department assists local police in collecting and analyzing evidence from crime scenes. The Sheriff's Department also provides fingerprinting services and youth identification cards at community events, including the DARE camp, which some of you will be attending this summer. State Representative David DeCoste is the representative of the State House for the towns of Norwell, Hanover, and Rockland. Representative DeCoste was first elected in 2014, and since then, as a state rep, he has been a strong supporter in the fight against substance abuse and addiction. Representative DeCoste has joined forces with the Plymouth County District Attorney Tim Cruz and his office in the war to combat opioids and drug addiction. One of the many ways that they have been supporting those effects is by jointly hosting an educational forum on ways to combat the drug epidemic. This forum is an opportunity to speak directly to families that have been affected by this epidemic personally. Your superintendent of schools provides the leadership needed to coordinate and supervise the effective operation of the school district. They're also responsible for establishing an optimum learning environment for all students in Rockland Public School System. They are responsible for running the day-to-day operations and overseeing all educational programs, spending, staffing, and facilities management. Dr. Cron often says that beyond technology and physical security, relationships between everyone in our community is what fosters safety, which is why I know that he is a strong supporter of the DARE program and what it has to offer. Next up, we have the town selectmen. Some of their responsibilities: they set policies for the town. They appoint boards to different organizations within the town. They deal with quality of life issues, and they run day-to-day activities for our town as well. I believe Lori Childs has a few words to say to you today. Did you want to do that? Sure. I'd like to welcome Ms. Childs up to the podium, please.
Thank you, and congratulations. I'm so proud of all of you. How many people have been affected by drugs and alcohol, or know somebody who has passed away in their family or their friend circle? Yeah, this is way too many. We've all been affected, and it seems like it's very overwhelming, but this week I heard some good news that there's a 26% decline in OD rates nationally between 2023 and 2024. And I think a lot of it has to do with outreach programs like this, so thank you, everybody, for that. What's going on in the world right now is some scary stuff, and it can be depressing. Relying on substances to heal might seem tempting, but it's always just a Band-Aid. Everyone on the planet, I feel, deserves abundance, and that doesn't necessarily mean financial abundance, but abundance and help with mental health, finding joy, and having a happy time living on this planet while we're here. So I encourage you to find your passion and rock it. No matter what people try to tell you to try to dim your shine, remember that you're worthy. Everybody is worthy, and finding that self-worth is so important. And I encourage you to find that spark, that light in your heart, your passion, your self-worth, and just rock it loudly. Find what you are exceptional at and run with it. You find joy in this life and share it with others. It's very infectious. And our world so needs this right now. So good luck moving forward, and I know you guys will take what you've learned from the DARE program and hold it in your hearts, and please help people who need help if they find themselves addicted to drugs and alcohol. So great job. Thank you.
All right. So what did we do this year in DARE class? One unique characteristic of our DARE program is that it puts a uniformed police officer in the classroom to deliver the curriculum and answer difficult questions about drugs and violence. By doing this, it introduces the students to the police department as educators and helpers rather than enforcers of the law. It's guaranteed face time with a police officer in a location that your students know and feel comfortable in a time where they aren't in trouble or have no need to feel nervous around the officer. This allows for the relationships that Dr. Cron is always speaking about to develop and grow so that throughout our lives, your children can view police officers as their friends, mentors, and trusted adults. So DARE, as you know, guys, is traditionally a 10-week program with one lesson per week. However, due to the timing and the scheduling of all your other curricular expectations, Mr. McAllister and I decided to condense the program so that I could teach the entire fifth grade student body and still be flexible around MCAS texting, your normal academic requirements. So I was able to teach all fifth grade students at about 40 students or more per class with a handful of lessons, probably around 8 lessons over the span of a shorter amount of time. We made sure that the curriculum that was left out is curriculum that is covered in other ways with your students' fifth grade academic year. During the DARE classes, I urged the students to participate and share their own thoughts and experiences. We worked through different scenarios in each class and tied them into events and situations that happen in their own lives. The success of the DARE program relies not only on the curriculum, but on the families who take the time to foster a strong sense of good character with their children at home. This year's DARE program covered several areas of information. Together as a group, we discovered the dangers and effects of substances such as tobacco, alcohol, and vaping products. We talked about ways to improve our own communication using confident speaking and active listening. We talked about how to develop skills that help build healthy friendships, as well as ways to handle peer pressure, including using our strength in numbers and positive peer pressure to keep others out of trouble. In class, we applied what we learned in each lesson, as well as the previous lessons, to different scenarios which usually blossomed into full class discussions on both real and hypothetical situations. And for that, I thank you guys. At this time, I'd like to invite my fifth grade teachers up to assist with the presentation of certificates. I'm going to call the teachers one at a time. And when I call your teachers one at a time, your class is going to line up here in alphabetical order. We can all do that, right? All right. We're going to start with Mrs. Mitchell.
All right, I'm going to ask you guys to hold your applause till after I finish reading their names. We're going to start with Safa Isi, Dominic Balik, Gustavo Barbosa Diaz, Lillian Kaviaska, Ethan DeCruz, Priscilla Ferreira, Jake Fife, Mia Reynolds, it's Mia, Shane Guilfoy, Cooper Kelleher. Emma Lindquist. Lucas Lopes da Silva. Arthur Montel. Arthur Nunes Bento. Helena Oliveira. Paul Opala. Cole Roach. Mila Shanahan. Italo Souza Venencio. Andrew Stetson. And Gus Woodward. Mac Westerfeld is absent today. Thank you.
All right, guys, I apologize. There might have been some mix-up, so if you have someone else's certificate, just swap with them. Next up, we're going to do Mr. Cron.
Ready? Charlotte Adams. Ryan Bertrand.
Pronounce my name right, Mr. K.
Valentina Bragado Faital.
Oh, that's all right. Appreciate it.
Gavin Sikaj. Keith David. Patrick Demore. Dania DiCarlo. Joey Foley. Emily Freitas. João Lucas Lima. Kaya Lund. Manuela Mendez. Carlos Neves. Antonio Augusto Pereira. Yes, he was. Adam Plouffe. Mohammed Redisiki. Chucky Sylvia. Luna Valdez. Saeed Wilson. And Drew Woodward.
All right, next up, I'll have Mrs. Welch come up, please.
And Gatherings Victoria.
Just call their names.
Ali Reza Al Khatib, Davi Brandao Desa, Braitlin Cody, Victoria Cookson, Julia David, Sabrina De La Puenta, Nicholas D'Souza, Juliana Evora, Alex Freeman, Maeva Jean-Baptiste, Jackson Knudsen, Miguel Lemos Tafaria, Jackson Lindquist, Caden McCarthy, Liam Noe, Annabelle O'Donnell, Gianna Ortiz, Maud Pakula, Matthias Silva Morales, JP Small, Eleonora Trulson, Jackson Wild, Kaylee Youngcloss.
All right, everyone. Next up, we'll have Mrs. Hasty's class come up, please. Any absence?
Yeah. Tegan, Esther, and Anthony. Lucy Eyre, Jason Barry, Lucian Burns Curtis, Swara Chaudhry, Emma Churchill, Tegan Connery, Peyton Cummings, Anna De Oliveira, Connor Duffy, Kayla Janaris, Lily Gillette, Annabeth Joyce, Aria McCullough, Frances Miller, Esther Nagira, Vivian Robinson, Mason Roach, Mackenzie Rogers, Anthony Soares, Olivia Souza, Icaro Souza Venancio, Enam Ula, and Brody Welsh. Okay.
All right, next up is Mrs. Kaliri's class.
No. Huh? He's on the list, so he's good. No, not new. Jaslyn Andrews. Cameron Arena Chaplin. Ella Oriyama. Beatrix Brown. Aria Camo. Tyler Cutter. Maria Laura De Silva. Ian De Oliveira Gamito. Ashlyn Gambon. Lily Gillespie. Ice Green. Vivian Lee. Shyla Miranda. Cameron Morrison. Blessing Ndukwe. Skylar Pearson. Janez Rollins. Hannah Sorrow. Brooklyn Schunder. Olivia Shea. Enzo Silva. Camden Woods.
All right, up next, everyone, is Mrs. Stracco's class.
Jackson Atkinson. Jordan Barnes. Jack Corbett. Wyatt Craig. Maria Eduarda de Faria. Carter Garcia. Olivia Green. Ava Gustafson. Andrew Howard. Jackson Landy. Max Landy. Sophia Lee. Camden McCarroll. Skylar McNeil. Mateus Nunes. Samantha Quinones. Elle Rafferty. Logan Sampson. May Shipper. Andrew Sullivan. Brody Woodward. Olivia Younger.
All right, up next we have Mrs. Thornley's class.
Should I start? No. William Alabrandi. Sorry. Mila Beldo. Emma Brillo. Casey Caputo. MJ Casey. Sophia Demora. Sadie Dever. Tyson Din. Camilla Freitas. Piper Costas. Vitor Lacerda. Aaliyah Lara. Kat Martin. Mackenzie McDonald. Andrew Mooney. Christian O'Connor. Lily Pratt. Charlie Rogier. Isaiah Stuckey. Mauri Torres. And Angelina Vo. Good job, guys.
All right, last but certainly not least, Mrs. Ferrante's class may come up.
Autumn Alexandra. Shay Biggins. Adriana Bishop. Ethan Bruzzese. Zaya Cardoza. Trip Cecil. Avery Connolly. Lewis Cook. Cody Flynn. Zoe Gatson. Nora Kuja. Skyla Cummings. Liliana Manning. Danny Michelangelo. Aiden O'Meara. Addie Ouellette. Gianna Samiti. Luan Santos. Jacob Silva. Liara Silva. And Gabe Soares.
All right, everyone. In closing, I would like to emphasize how important it is to educate the kids about the pressures they'll face throughout the school, including drugs, alcohol, and vaping. These pressures are out there, and they are real. And I don't want any of our children to not know what to do in those situations. Through the DARE program, kids receive the tools that they need to react in positive and healthy ways. If even one kid says no to these pressures, I will call that a win. But I know that many more will. And finally, a message to you guys, my students. I'd like to say thank you. I urged you all at the beginning of the year to ask questions and to participate, and you did. You guys were the first group of students that I spent a full year with down at Phelps and then got to teach you up here after you moved up. I want you all to remember what we talked about together. When you're faced with a tough decision, think about what your options are and weigh the good and the bad consequences against each other. This simple process that we call the DARE decision-making model can come in handy for you down the road. You don't necessarily need to remember the acronym, but if you know you can take a minute to think about your options and what could happen with those options, you'll be better off. I will urge you to be empathetic with this as well, so you understand how your decisions can affect those around you. Each one of you is an amazing person who can do amazing things. Remember our resistance strategies and understand that if you guys give in to negative pressures, you can start to become someone that you're not. I understand that we all have this urge to fit in with those around us, but why fit in when we can stand out just by being ourselves and doing what makes us happy? Lastly, I want you all to know that no matter what happens or where you are, don't ever be afraid to talk to a police officer, and always remember to say hi if you see me out and about. I hope you all have a great end to the school year and an enjoyable and safe summer. Thank you. At this time, your teachers can file you out. Ms. McAllister, do you want to close it with anything? That's good. All right. Thank you, everyone.